What is up, friends? Welcome back to the garage. My name is Chuck. Behind me is my 2016 WRX STI. If you saw my latest video, we recently installed a nameless performance axle back 4-inch muffler setup on a friend/subscriber's 2016 WRX. Working on the exhaust got me thinking and motivated to try to fix the exhaust sag on my 2016 STI. It's a pretty common issue on the 2015 and up Gen WRX. The exhaust hangs like, I don't know, half-inch lower than what kind of would look appealing to the eye. We got these huge muffler cans and they sag below the bumper and they just need to be tidied and pulled up a little bit. So today we're gonna try to fix it. I don't know if it's gonna work. I have zero clue, but we're gonna try it out. You can learn from my mistakes and or success. Learn from my mistake or my success. So let's give it a shot, stick around. We'll see what happens. All right, before we go too far, I gotta give a shout out to Last Human's Garage. It's a YouTube channel. I'll put the link below. He's done some of this experimentation already, which means that we don't have to. And that's cool because everybody's helping everybody else out here on the interwebs. And you should go check out his videos if you wanna try some of the more common things he's tried already. One of the common ways to do this is basically put a radiator clamp around the exhaust hanger and tighten it down, which kind of compresses the exhaust hanger together and therefore pulls the exhaust up. There's only so far you can get it to move up, and I don't know what it really does compressing the hangers like that. It works for some, not for others. Wasn't exactly the route I wanted to go. Two, he found another basically exhaust hanger from some other car or some generic exhaust hanger that worked, but saw some cracking after a while, saw some rubber fatigue. I'm not sure if that was because of his WD-40 use or just from, you know, shoddier quality than OEM. The thing that made me shy away from using that part was it's now $20 a hanger. So trying that out means basically 40 bucks a side. It's, you know, 80 bucks plus shipping, I think, off Amazon. And anyway, I thought it might be interesting to look around and see if I could find some other options. So what I found was, this is an exhaust hanger. It's kind of like a universal fit as you want exhaust hanger. It's 1 inch thick, very, very sturdy rubber. It's supposed to basically be adjustable. I don't think I'm gonna be using any of these two bottom holes, but I'm hoping that the top two holes are a little bit closer and this is a little bit stiffer than the stock setup. Theoretically, you could flip it around and use this side. You don't get this kind of like isolation layer, which means it might, you know, you might have a little bit more noise and vibration. But I don't know, we're gonna try it out. I think I'm gonna do one side and just kind of like take it off and see if it'll fit. And then, yeah, we'll see how it works. So this is the stock exhaust, basically how low it hangs from the bottom of the bumper. We're gonna do a little test here for the sake of scientifics. Just about 2 inches. Yeah, basically right at 2 inches below the bumper. If we could pull that up, I don't know, maybe a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, I think it will be ideal. The problem is I don't know how much flex is in the like piping closer to the front of the car. So we're gonna have to play with this and see. All right, we're gonna go GoPro for a little while. Hopefully you don't mind the fisheye-ness. So, real quick, if you remember in the nameless video, this is just kind of a side note. If you have a car with the STI/SPT performance exhaust, you can't just get the nameless axle back. You actually have to replace the center Y pipe, mid pipe, whatever they call it. Let me show you why real quick. If you remember from the last video, these pipes were much further to either side, this connection, as well as they were 2-bolt flanges. These are triangle flanges. There's 3 bolts on here. So if you just got the nameless axle back, it's not gonna match up to this Y pipe, mid pipe section. It also looks like this tubing is bigger. So I don't know if this is like 2.5 inch and the stock WRX is 2 inch. I don't know. This is an STI versus the other WRX, but It does say on Nameless's website, if you have the SPT/STI exhaust, you can't just use the axle back. You got to buy basically the whole kit, so cat back or mid pipe back, something like that. So what we're gonna try is basically, I'm gonna remove this one, just this connection here, these three. It's gonna loosen up this side exhaust manifold, or sorry, muffler. Basically, if you look up in here, this is a hanger here. It's really hard to get these off. There's another one back here, up in that area. It's really hard to get these off with the muffler in place. So we're gonna take it off first and then see what we can do. All right, we skipped all the boring stuff, but here's the bad news. These holes are basically identically spaced. This is much softer. This rubber is like really soft, so theoretically this one may sag a little bit more. Problem is, even if this pulls it up like, I don't know, a 1/4 inch or something, it's not quite enough for my liking. So I'm curious if I use like these two holes, how crazy the vibration is gonna be. It looks like even these two holes are spaced almost identically. So I'm gonna see if I can even get it on the car using these two holes. And if not, I might just swap to these and just see how much it brings it up. I don't know if it's worth spending money on these just yet. All right, friends, check this out. This is the original. See that exhaust gap? This is after some tweaking with the new hangers. So what I ended up doing, both hangers would not fit. So on this side, it's running a stock hanger, and on the inside, it's running one of these new yellow rubber ones, but instead of running it like this, I have it tucked and just using these top two holes. So it kind of pulls the whole system up like this, and that hanger in the back kind of cocks up this way a little bit. Let me show you real quick. So under here, you can see this guy is hanging like that, pulled through there. One in the back, if you can see it, still using a stock hanger. This still mounted up fine. It's in there tight. I'll check for exhaust leaks later. But my only concern is, do you think this is too close to the bumper? There's at least a finger width gap the whole way around. Looks like I might have pulled it slightly that way. But look-wise, it looks freaking 100 times better. You just look at it here compared to there. Looks so much better, so much more proper. I think I might try it on both sides. I'll pull this side up and then maybe take it out for a drive and just kind of see how hot this plastic gets. I don't really want to melt the bumper because then I gotta buy a whole new freaking bumper. This piece I'm pretty sure is like grafted onto this, but look wise, my God, looks so much better. All right, let's check it out. I did both sides. I did the same thing. All I did was use one of the yellow pieces, on this side. This time I actually just swapped this without actually pulling the exhaust off. I did decide to loosen this just enough to give it a little bit of slack while I was adjusting, so I didn't torque anything too bad. But yeah, basically doing this pulls this up enough, and there's enough adjustment in that other one to kind of like wiggle it to take some of the slack away. Literally, my only concern is it too close now for heat purposes? I don't think it is, but I'm gonna take the car out and see if this works. It's gonna be pretty awesome, and hope more people follow suit, because nobody likes a saggy butt. All right, my friends, we're out here checking out the exhaust. so much better. I'm checking out the heat. So I've been driving for a few minutes. All this plastic, I can keep my finger on it, no problem. The heat coming out the front, none of this is that hot. Might be getting a little hot right in here. It's possible that this exhaust exit could heat this up enough to melt it. I don't know though. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on it. Gotta keep an eye on it, but looks wise, so much better. Looks wise, my God, it looks 100% better. Just gotta keep an eye on the heat. This one's not as hot for some reason as this one. Pretty hot. Let's go back home. Hopefully it doesn't melt it. So dudes, 1000% happy with this mod. All I did was replace the front hanger. This is the front hanger with one of these on each side. It kind of tucked the muffler up. The back hanger just kind of rocked a little bit to the side, and everybody's happy. It's way higher than it was. I don't think it's close enough to melt the bumper. I took it on that ride and had no issues. Checked the heat when I got back to the garage, checked the exhaust for leakage. Didn't notice any leaks, didn't notice any heat problems. There's no paint next to it, so the radiant heat shouldn't be a problem. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Once again, part number for this, part number. I'll just give you a link to Amazon where I found it. The interwebs and Amazon tends to have the best prices. But you know what they say? It's not nice to have a nice rear end and put some like baggy jeans on it, because then what's the point in that? It takes away from all the greatness. I don't know much about that because I'm married, so I don't look around at that. But you guys can. You can tell me if that makes sense. And yeah, thanks for watching. Stick around. I got a 5,000 mile review coming. I'm gonna film it this weekend. Just hit 5,000 miles. I'm gonna tell you about all the ownership experience and all of that fun stuff. Once again, thanks again to Last Human's Garage for trying some of this out for me, so I didn't have to go through all of the rigmarole that he had to go through. Hope this helped a few of you guys. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, please like and comment and tell me everything that you'd like to see on your WRX. Okay? Okay. Bye-bye.